Hi.
Hi Vanessa, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you so much. How is the weather in Los Angeles?
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It is so sunny right now, and it's not too hot as of right now. It might change in a little bit, but
And which kind of person are you?
I like.
Hot or cold?
Oh, I'm hot all the way because I'm also Brazilian. So my family's from Brazil, so we're all tropical. I can't stand anything cold.
Okay, wow, okay. And did you born in the US or in Brazil? How was
I
that?
Yeah, I was born in Florida in Miami.
Uh-huh.
But growing up, I would always, I mean, still to this day, I always go back to Brazil every other year, or sometimes
Uh-huh.
every year just to visit family or to stay there for a little bit. And
Wow.
yeah.
What is like the most that you love of Brazil? The food, the beaches, the weather. What do you
Oh,
like?
there's just so much. I mean, the biggest thing is my family.
Oh,
Majority of my family is all in Brazil. So every time I get to
oh.
see them, I have so many cousins. I have like 25 cousins. So it's always a party. We're always doing fun things. But the beaches, yeah, I spend most of my time on the beaches, and that's beautiful. And then the rice and beans, and then the fresh fruit.
Oh, the food.
Everything. I miss it. I want to go back.
And in which time of the year do you visit Brazil?
I visit typically during the summer, which
Ah,
is the opposite for the US. So that would be our winter. So December. I usually go December, January.
oh, okay. Wow. And when it comes to your profession, to your acting, how was the reaction of your family? The first reaction that when you said I want to do this like for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So when I first told my family that I wanted to be an actor,
Uh-huh.
um, it wasn't it wasn't a crazy reaction because they were the ones who put me in acting classes.
Oh,
So I was
oh,
I
wow.
was 7 years old, and at the time Miami was huge. It was a huge hub for the film industry. That was before Florida had all these taxes, or they removed like tax incentives later on. So then everything shifted to Georgia, to
Ah, okay.
Atlanta. But before that, a lot of things were filmed for years in Miami, Florida, or Florida throughout the whole state. My parents were like, "Oh my gosh, our kid is so shy." And because it was also a bilingual household, they wanted to make sure that I was learning English properly and things like that. So they put me in acting classes, not expecting that I would want to be an actor,
Oh,
just to become more outgoing and learn how to talk and things like that.
wow.
And then, of course, I got hooked, and I was like, I need an agent. I need to get booked on Disney Channel. And so then they're like, okay, well, I guess we're going to do this now. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, excellent. And related also to all of this, do you remember like your first like major project or the one you remember that it is like in your heart every day?
Oh, I'll talk about my very first project that I booked. It was it was some,
Uh-huh.
I don't remember the name, but it was something like zombie stalker. I was 7 years old. There
Wow.
were zombies and there was stalker, and I was a bully, which is like, wow, typical full circle. Because I typically play the bully on Dhar Mann. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I was a bully soccer player, and we're playing in a tournament, and then all of a sudden you see like a bunch of zombies come after us and attack us, and
Wow.
yeah, and that was my first role ever that I booked as a kid. I was 7, and oh my gosh, I loved it. It was so fun.
Until now, for you, what would you say is like the easiest and the hardest? We can start with the easiest.
I would say the easiest thing for acting for me is I've just been doing it for so many years. And
Hmm.
so I just have like a routine of how to I don't have to think so much in terms of like getting nervous for the character or getting nervous to go on set and things like that. It's just like, this is the job. This is what I do. I know what to do. This is every day. it's routine. But of course, with each character, there's different prep work that you have to do and different things that you have to, different research to create the character and different techniques. But for the most part, it's like, no, like, I'm not nervous that I'm going to mess up this character or that I'm going to, fail because, yeah, it's the job. It's what I do. I would say for me, I would say the most challenging part about acting as of this moment right now is probably, I mean, it's always doing something that's out of your comfort zone or out of my comfort zone, and then working towards that and putting in the work and the research and time into exploring this character, into developing it before you bring it on set. Whether that's adding an accent or adding if the character has a disability of some sort or whatever, or is going through it mentally, like it's making sure you do justice to the character, which adds a lot of pressure, but then also making sure the characters.
And when one of your projects is on the big screen or in the TV, do you like watching yourself? How is that for you?
I like watching myself when I see myself on the big screen. It is hard. So it's interesting. So because I'm also a director and a producer, I also edit. So there in the past, whether if I'm directing, editing, producing, I typically have seen the film already. And I've seen it multiple times and have given my notes or have messed with it myself. So then it's like I'm used to it. I can watch it now on the big screen. Seeing it beforehand and I'm just like there in the audience, it's always nerve-wracking because you're always looking at what can you do better? How can you improve for next time? And that's exactly where my brain goes. It's like, oh, good job on that one, but oof, you could have really took your time with that line. Things like that. The process for me, first thing first, reading the script multiple times, going through it, underlying anything that I see that other characters are saying about myself, what the script says in terms of description about my character, highlighting all that, circling. And then what I immediately try to do is memorize the lines, and I try to memorize monotone. I just try to I'll do different tasks around the house. I'll be jumping around. I'll go on a run. I just try to memorize without a rhythm, just so that I know the words and the words are there. And then I go back in and I add any research that I've done about the character. Knowing what the character wants in that moment, what the character needs, how they're going to try to get it, and just explore and play. And then either I'll FaceTime, my parents are great, I'll FaceTime my parents and they'll go over the script with me and, whatever they say, I'll just try different things with them. And then by that time I can go on to set and then I can just continue to explore different options and then communicate with the director to see what they're looking for as well.
Wow, excellent, Vanessa, and I found it really interesting as well. And also you mentioned before all of this acting, directing, and producing. If you have to choose only one, which one would you like to?
So if I only could choose one job, it would be acting. I mean, it's my life. It's honestly, it's crazy to think, but it's almost not all I know, but it is all I know. I've been doing it since I was a kid performing. I've been performing since I was 3. I started out in ballet and then I shifted over to acting at age 7. So from that point, I mean, that's my entire life.
Wow. And now that you're speaking of your life, I wanted also to know how is one day of yours? How do you organize your personal and professional things, your friends, your family, your job? How is one day typically for you, for Vanessa Nottingham?
What's a day in the life of Vanessa? Is that the yeah? A day in the life of Vanessa. A day in the life. So, for example, say I'm on a shoot. So, not typically, it's random, but one specific day, for example, a few days ago, I was on set of Dhar Mann. I had a 8 a.m. call time, so I woke up at 6, got ready, showered, did hair, makeup, headed over to the studio, before that I did some warm-ups because I have to do prep, so I do some yoga and breathing exercises to get into the character. Also during my car ride, I'll do vocal warm-ups. And then when I get to the studio, I love everyone there. So I'm just always talking and chit-chatting, catching up with everyone. Then we start filming. We have the filming of the day. And then by that time, say we're done around 4 or 5 p.m., we leave. And either I'll go home and prep for the next day, if there is the next day. And I'll do that. And then also I always like to see a friend throughout the week. So then I will try to either go to the movies with them or grab dinner, or we'll just like go on a walk sometimes. Walk, or I'll meet them at the gym. And then family-wise, I call my mom and my dad every day. We talk on the phone all the time.
Wow, excellent, Vanessa. Wow, and it seems like it is a really cool and really interesting balance between your personal and professional life. Congratulations.
I don't sleep.
Yes, I know it can be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And now you mentioned all of this Dhar Mann, I wanted to know, how is your Dhar Mann experience? How was the first episode? And maybe if you have a special episode that is...
So my very first Dhar Mann episode was a Christmas episode about 2.5 years ago. I was a Christmas caroler. I actually had no idea what Dhar Mann was at the time. I happened to apply. I didn't even know what I was going in for. I just knew that I was playing Christmas caroler, and I came there and I was shocked. I was like, wow, this is like a legit studio. This is, I mean, everyone's so friendly. Like, they got the huge setup. Everyone knows each other because they've been here for a while. And I was just coming in. I was like, this is so exciting. And immediately I knew that I wanted to be back and to continue working with them. So that was the first Dhar Mann episode I did. And then a Dhar Mann episode that has a special place in my heart. There's so many of them. But I would say the one that I keep referring back to is, I can't remember the name exactly, Family Fights Over Christmas. I did it with Azim. It was a Christmas episode back in December. And that one, I mean, I played a young, really young single mom. Who you saw it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I played a young single mom, and Azim, his character is also struggling to have acceptance in his family because he wants to be an artist, or he is an artist. And so together we kind of help each other, and we come together to support each other during this time. And it's such a beautiful episode. It's really emotional, but I would say just the story was so well written, and getting to work with our director Mike, who's fantastic, and then getting to work with fabulous actors like Azim just made the whole experience so meaningful and impactful for me.
Okay, Vanessa. And to finish this first section, a couple of things. The first one, which kind of a story would you eventually like to portray, besides from the ones you have portrayed like before? Do you want to portray like some kind of person, or maybe a story you would love to let know to the persons? Interesting.
Yeah. So a character or story that I would like to portray in the future would definitely be one about growing up in a Brazilian American household. For me, that is so specific and hasn't really been told yet, and hasn't been and it offers such a fun and heartfelt perspective, and just also telling the story too of having an immigrant mom and, you know, a native dad, and just seeing how that works, and that relationship. But then just being that child, that seeing that and seeing the struggles of both, it's really fascinating. And I think, and that's something that I've actually been writing, because I do produce and direct, and so I've been exploring that in some of my writings, and that would definitely be a character that I'm interested in playing in the future.
Wow, excellent, and really interesting one because in case you didn't know, this is the third person, the third guest that is from Brazil or living in Brazil.
Really?
It's common, and I believe you're choosing like the right subject, like to portray like on the biggest screen. I think it would be a really interesting story. The two previous ones is Carolina Resendi, is an actress from React Media, and the other one is Julia De Sotti.
I'll have to look into them.
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes. We have the episodes also
Okay.
in our YouTube channel.
Oh, amazing.
And the second one, if you could give like a piece of advice to upcoming actors, actresses, which kind of advice would you love to give them?
If I had to give an advice to upcoming actors, I would say know who you are and trust yourself.
Okay.
Because there's going to be so much noise. There's going to be so many people that are going to try to just bring doubts into your mind. They're going to be negative. They're going to say you can't do this, or it's going to be really hard, and it is going to be hard. But as long as you know who you are and you trust yourself and you're exuding confidence, because that's a huge thing. If you're exuding confidence and you're working towards something, you're going to be unstoppable. But you have to keep up the momentum. You have to keep going. You have to stay committed, and you have to stay focused. And just trust yourself.
Wow, excellent piece of advice, actually, Vanessa. Okay, excellent. We can move to this second part, retrospective. I'm going to ask you for 3 of your projects on Internet Movie Database, and you're going to tell me like the craziest or the funniest experience from each one. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, the first one is Till Death. This is a short film, no?
Yes.
You played Macy.
Yes. Till Death. Okay. That one was fun. The funny. Wait, what is it? Craziest?
Oh, something you would love to say to us related to that project.
So for Till Death, we did that for the 48-hour film festival originally. That was the goal. So we took, and I was also a producer on the project. So we took all our casting crew, just like we were like, okay, we don't know what the subject's gonna be. So basically for the 48-hour film festival, you don't know what the subject's gonna be. You don't know what the story's gonna be. Everything is written in the 48 hours. Everything shot in the 48 hours and edited and submitted. So we were like, okay, we're gonna have this amount of actors and we're gonna have this amount of crew. We took them all to Big Bear because we had a cabin in Big Bear, California. It's about 2 hours away.
Okay.
And we shot in a cabin and we all slept there, and there was about like 16 of us just sleeping around the house, and then we had to push all the mattresses aside and just start filming. And I think that was just so fun and wild, crazy experience. We were up for hours just filming in this tiny cabin.
Wow, excellent. Wow, really cool and really interesting to know. Okay, Vanessa. The second one, Fight Flight. This is also a short film, and you played John Calera, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, I was so young. Yeah, I was so young when I was in this one. I just remember getting excited because I got booked on something, and I knew the crew already. I worked with that crew, and yeah, I don't remember much about it. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
That one's a hard one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And the third one is Chasing Charlie.
Oh, Chasing Charlie. That was that was actually like a Dhar Mann series.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So I did the very first one, a very first episode of Chasing Charlie. I was the VR bully, and that was cool because we had a whole fight sequence, which was crazy. And so I
Wow.
remember they put me in a dress, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna fight in a dress? It worked out, and it was really fun. But I
Oh.
remember the whole time I was just thinking, I hope no one sees anything. I hope we're covered up.
And now the third part of this interview, of this episode, the quickies by Madison. I'm gonna tell you like questions, or you have to choose between two things. It is really simple.
Okay.
Okay. The first one. What is something most people don't know about you?
Well, I think the thing that people don't know about me is that I'm half Brazilian, that I'm Brazilian American. I have dual citizenship,
Oh.
and that I speak Portuguese fluently. I don't think a lot of people know that.
And can you say a few words like my name is Vanessa, something like that?
Sim, claro. Oi, meu nome é Vanessa. Eu falo português. Oi, galera.
Wow, excellent, excellent. And was it difficult for you to learn it, or you realized that you?
No, I learned it with English. Same time.
Wow. Have you ever Googled or look at yourself on YouTube, like Vanessa Nottingham?
Do I ever Google or look at myself on YouTube? Yes, I do, of course. And everyone tells me don't. They're all like, do not do it. And I've done it. And so far it's okay. I've definitely looked up the comments. I definitely look at the comments on YouTube for each video, and especially the mean ones, I find them hilarious. They're so funny.
What is one TV show you can watch over and over?
Oh, one TV show I can watch over and over would be Friends. I have watched it over and over.
Your favorite and least favorite thing about social media?
My favorite thing about social media would be being able to communicate with people from all over the world. Originally, I remember getting social media just so that I could talk to my cousins, or just so that I could keep up to date with my cousins in Brazil. That was the biggest thing for me. And I still believe that that's just so beautiful that I could always see where my friends are, my family are, all over the world, and just continue to catch up and, you know, feel like I'm involved without having to talk to them every single day. And
Okay.
my least favorite part of social media is feeling the need to feel important and to feel like you're doing so much, you know, just to like, I guess feeling like feeling the need that you need to be important, like that you need the followers to go up, that you need the like counts to, you know, to go up, or that your page needs to look perfect in some way. And I'm like, why can't it just be? I think why can't it just be fun and just to be still in the world of like social media is meant for communicating and for sharing, and not for us to try to one up each other in some way.
What are your top 3 most used apps on your phone?
Instagram, TikTok. And I mean, my camera app is always, I mean, I use my camera app not just for like taking pictures and videos of life, because I love taking pictures and videos of life just to capture
Okay.
that's one of my favorite things to do. Like before bed, I like to scroll and see, you know, what I did like last week or 2 years ago or something. Just to like feel like, wow, look what you did. You accomplished a lot. But also I used it for like self-tapes and things like that.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
I love running.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm trying to get myself to do a half marathon. So yeah, by October. So I need to start prepping now, but I'm about 7 miles in. So I'm halfway there, about halfway. But yeah,
Okay, okay.
that's my favorite thing to do.
If you could meet any famous people from the present and from the past, which person would you want to meet?
Well, as of right now, in this moment, in this second
Ah,
in time, I would love to meet Margot Robbie. She's a big
wow.
inspiration of mine. Just she's such an incredible actress, an incredible producer, and is telling really impactful stories, and that's something that I admire and I am trying to achieve constantly every day. So she's my inspiration at the moment.
If you have to eat one meal for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
I love smoothies. I love
Oh,
smoothies. So I would
okay,
say
okay.
like yeah.
What would you consider has been your biggest accomplishment until now?
My biggest accomplishment until now would be directing, acting, producing a feature film called The Lemonade Files that I did
Mhm.
about 3 years ago that just had a first worldwide premiere, and we won Best Comedy. And that was the most challenging experience of my life, but I learned so much, and it really taught me how to persevere through anything and just to keep learning and growing in all aspects of my craft.
Mhm.
And so from that is huge. I mean, I have so many that I could say. You have to start learning to be proud of yourself, which is another piece of advice for people. You have to learn, like even Simone Biles was like, it's not egotistical to be like, I'm proud of myself. I'm good. I did this. Like, great job. Like I am talented. You know, I am hardworking. It's something that you have to start acknowledging, and I am working on.
Okay,
So there are so
okay.
many things that I am proud of myself for doing in the past years and achieving, whether it's even through Dhar Mann, the characters that I've played or the connections that I made. But I would say the Lemonade Files is still a huge one.
What would you consider is your biggest pet peeve?
What is my biggest pet peeve? People not answering their text messages, and I
Oh.
see they post on Instagram or TikTok, and I'm like, I see you're doing something else. I see you're online. Answer my text message. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Okay, okay, excellent. Okay, okay. I can say that as well. Okay, okay. And another one, it's really interesting. Which accounts do you usually follow in social media? Like another actors, actresses, like inspirational quotes. Which kind of content do you
Oh yeah.
follow?
An account. Well, I'll say one account that I could think of. One account that I follow on Instagram is Viola Davis. I mean, she's the queen of acting, the queen. I love her. But besides that, she just every day she posts inspirational stuff. Um,
Oh.
but she'll repost from other people, other content, and I'm sobbing by the end of it. I'm like, this is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. It's typically not even her talking, even though when she talks, like the world stops. But
Exactly.
it's just other people or other inspiring things just to get you motivated for the day and just to get you happy and in a good
Mhm,
mood. And I
mhm.
love that. Love that.
Wow. Do you have a favorite place like in the US and in Brazil whenever you're both countries?
I would say my favorite place in the US would be Park City, Utah, just because that's where my family always takes a trip
Wow.
to go skiing every year. It's usually my parents and I, and then one of my cousins and my uncle and aunt. We always go there. And I don't know, it's
Wow.
a special place in my heart. That's just like tradition. And
Mhm.
my favorite place in Brazil is Jurerê Internacional, which is in Santa Catarina, which is like it has beautiful beaches,
Santa
and
Catarina.
it's just super fun. Yeah.
is there any other place you would love to visit, like inside or outside the US?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love to visit so many different countries um, outside of the U.S. I would love to go back to the Netherlands. I've been there once before. I
Wow.
also really loved England. I just love to go visit more places in the UK.
Okay.
I would love to go to Portugal, Spain,
Wow.
Greece, Egypt, so many places. So many places.
Mexico.
Mexico is wonderful.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
come visit.
And finally, okay. And finally, within this third part of the episode, I would love to know if you have the chance to give a message to your younger self. Which kind of message would you love to give?
I would love to give my younger self the message of relax. Relax. Trust yourself. It's basically what I was saying before to giving the advice to others is trust yourself. Gain the confidence. Understand that everything that you have to go through, whether it feels like it's going to take forever to get where you want to go and reach your goals, there's always a reason. So just trust the process. Work hard, but also try to work on meditating and breathing, and just relax and accept that it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy all aspects of it, even if it takes forever.
Wow, excellent piece of advice to younger Vanessa, to even younger Vanessa. Okay. Thank you so much, Vanessa. And finally, we would love to know if you have any upcoming projects you would love to share with us.
Oh yeah. So I am producing a feature film that I can't say the title of yet, but it's a big feature film that takes place at an all-girls summer camp. It's a horror comedy, and so that's one of our big projects. And then I'm also will be acting, and I'm also producing this Christmas movie as well, this holiday movie that will be filmed over the next few months. So that's also something to look forward to. And then I think that's all I can say for right now. There's a few other stuff, but I can't say it right now.
Okay, excellent, Vanessa. And where we can find you on social media? How can we find you in social media?
Yeah, at Vanessa Nottingham is my Instagram, and then TikTok, I think it's at Vanessa_Nottingham. For some reason, I couldn't get my name together, but it's at Vanessa_Nottingham for TikTok. So today I have a lot of work to do. I have some just self-tape, catching up on self-tapes, just actor work, sending out some emails and stuff like that, and then producer stuff for the projects that I'm currently working on. And then later today, I'm also seeing a fellow Dhar Mann actor. We're grabbing dinner together. Kiana Washington, her and I are buddies, so we're gonna grab some sushi maybe, but I'm vegan, so maybe vegan sushi. And then later this week, I'm back on Dhar Mann for an episode, and then I have another week. So yeah, so we're
Excellent, Vanessa. And I have to personally thank you for this opportunity. I learned a lot from you, and I admire so much your work, your episodes, your Instagram account. You're such a tremendous actress.
Oh, thank you. And it was such a pleasure to be interviewed by you. You're awesome. I love Madison Magazine. I really love what you guys are doing and posting and all that. So this is great.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Thank you so much, Vanessa, and hope you're having an amazing Tuesday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.